Hi guys, I'm Mackie and I'm going to show you how to do Moonlit Treasure Complete Jewelry Kit. Oops. Moonlit Treasure Complete Jewelry Kit. All right, so your jewelry kits will be coming with complete jump rings all the way down to the head pins, eye pins, ear wires, everything you need in order to make your necklace, earrings, and bracelet. So this one is Moonlit Treasure, and as you can see, it's a very beautiful, extensive kit. Lots of incredible elements in it. So I'm super excited to show you how to assemble all of this. There will be mostly beginner techniques made with this one, and then there's one advanced technique. So the advanced technique will be the wrapped Swarovski centerpiece. But I will be starting with all of the loops. So all of our bead linking and loops. All right, so I'm gonna start with this gorgeous Dakota stone bead. It has a gorgeous finish on it. It's iridescent and just absolutely stunning. Love that. I love that it has the little natural elements because it's a natural gem stone. All right, then we're going to be layering the floral filigree bead cap over top. And then there's actually two bead caps on this one. So we're gonna go into the smaller flower bead cap. Super gorgeous. I'm gonna zoom just a little bit so we can get a good view of this loop. So this, I would say, is an intermediate technique. We're doing a messy wrapped loop. So what I like to do is grab my pliers and I'm actually going to pinch and create a 90-degree angle there. And then what I like to do is get my needle nose pliers and start making a loop here. So I would say about probably 6 millimeters up from your bend. And then we're going to pinch the loop here. So make sure you're holding all of that down together nice and tight to make your life nice and easy. And then you're going to just start wrapping. And I like to go small and see how there's a lot of eye pins. So you've got a lot to work with. It's going to be really pretty. Keep on wrapping, and I actually like to go bigger towards the bottom. So we're covering about there. In order to make it a little messier, I actually start to overlap what I've done. Although if you like the cleaner look, you can clip off right where I've stopped. Otherwise, if you like the messy look, I actually go back up and around, which is just a fun technique, but it's totally preference. Sometimes I like how that looks, so I'll just clip off the extra right there. And we're gonna tuck that in. Okay, so we've got one down. Put our little finished pile up here. Okay, we've got another messy wrap loop. So for this one, I'm going to string the blue oval bead. It's got a gorgeous facet on it. Now, in order to do kind of this perfume effect, and actually I am missing two from mine. If I could get two JR20s, and I'll make sure to include that in the kit. But what I do here is actually close the jump ring, and what I'm doing is actually making it into a spacer. So it's working more like a spacer bead. We're gonna close that second one. So 2 spacers. Thank you. I'm going to add that second kind of baby version of that other bead. And then the same thing, gonna just take our pliers and do a pinch and a 90-degree angle right there. So it should look like that. And then we're going to go about 6 millimeters up from that. And you'll start to create this type of loop here. And we're gonna twirl it around until you come around to the other portion where it's overlapping. So it should look like that. Now we're going to pinch that so it's nice and tight, make your life really easy, and then start curving and twirling. This is where you can decide you can be messy or you can be nice and uniform. This one's ending up a little bit more uniform. And sometimes I like to just pick that up and pinch it and straighten to make it really nice and perfect. And then we'll just pinch down the rest. So there's our second wrapped loop. And now, after that is done, those are our only wrap loops for the kit. Now we'll assemble the thin jump rings onto our gorgeous vintage drop beads right here. So these perfectly slide right through. And we'll do that 3 times. Okay. You can leave that, it feels good.
Oh, you do.
So slide that through. You're hearing some wind, but I need that because I feel like I'm sweating. All right, I guess I don't get that. Maybe a fan. Okay. One more. I need one more of these. I was missing the thin jump rings. All right. So now I'm going to take the chance to start our glues. Now for this one, I'm going to leave this nice and straight and flat. So what I do is place our chaton there, pinch it down, thank you, and then going to start to glue this. And what I'm doing is I'm actually just layering the glue so it's touching both the back of the chaton and the filigree piece. So just add it all together like that. And then we've got our first gorgeous piece ready. I'm gonna set this up along top. All right, now into our bends. So we've got a bracelet here. So what we're gonna do is start to curve, and this center component is curved the least since that's going to be on the flat part of your wrist. So that's just about enough right there. All right, now these side pieces are a bit more curved. Okay. So a little bit more bend on that since it's gonna be going on the side of your wrist. So that's looking good. Get the other piece going as well, and you can match that. Okay, so that's nice and curved as well. We want to make sure to curve those before we glue, because when you glue your stones, that's going to kind of determine where that will touch all together. All right, so we've got these pieces to do as well. Let's glue that all down. That's a nice glue there. And it's okay if when you move your finger, it actually shifts your stone. All you have to do is just move it right back into place while it's a little bit wet. So set that in our done pile up top. Just do that 2 more times. Also, if you have your kit out, this is a great time to just work right alongside me. So when you get your kit in the mail, make sure to just refer back to this video and we can do this all together. Also, we have an email, and Taya is wonderful about responding to emails about any questions, and she can refer to me or she can tell me if you guys have any questions on certain parts of your kit, and I can help answer anything. All right, and just stitching that into place. Looking good. Got those 2 pieces done. Now we'll do our centerpiece. Okay, last one. And that one ended up being in a really good position, so I'll just leave that just like that. Taya brought me the rest of my thin jump rings, so I'm just gonna use that to finish off the gorgeous vintage drop. And we were in a bit of a hurry when we were putting our kits together. We've been in the middle of a move, but we promise to include everything in your kit the first time, and if not, we'll make it super easy to be able to get it to you. But we're usually really good about that. Okay, now this one is a glue on the middle of the star, and I loved how this looked. It looked like a gorgeous, like puffed star, like this stone had just been set in it forever. And if you get a little bit too much glue on the outside of your stone, totally, while it's wet, all you have to do is just get a little edge of a paper towel. You can turn it and just wipe off the extra glue. And so no stress. All of our techniques, we try and make them just really easy and super friendly to be able to fix if there's a problem. All right, that's ready to go. Now I'm gonna leave that for later. I'm just gonna quickly relief both. I just need this one, I can grab it. A lot of times with our metals, we love to just highlight the raised areas, and that is so you can just see the beautiful detailing on our pieces. So that seahorse was a little hard to see, but now that we highlighted him, it is gorgeous and you can see a lot more of the details. So like for this as well, we've got some gorgeous detailing on this piece, and we're just going to highlight that as well. You can also take it from the side of that. It's a nice way to go about it. All right, lots of good highlighting on that. And the keys will also be cute to do some highlighting. So a little bit, they're a thin little guy, so it only takes a teeny bit to highlight those, even one swipe. Okay, almost have everything prepped. The only thing we need to do yet is our advanced technique, which is the Swarovski Rivoli wrap. And if you're a beginner, we are going to offer this as an upcharge if you would like yours finished. So you can comment or email. We're probably going to be able to put a little comment box in our product for you guys to be able to mention if you need that. We'll work out the details for that soon, but what I'm going to do here is pinch that down. So what I do is I start in the center of that little fold and try and get a real even pinch just right there in the center. And then I'm gonna pinch either side down nice and tight. And again, with the sides of that point, get pinched down nice and tight, and that's already going nowhere. So this is a bit more of an advanced technique, like I said, so don't feel bad if that's too tough for you. We can work something out. But then we'll just flip the top and bottom down, and that's ready to go as well. In fact, while I'm here, I'm going to take the JR20, so you'll have 3 JR20s in your kit. Mine were just set offside of the camera, so this is the smaller jump ring. You're gonna add 2 little spacer beads. It's kind of becoming like a cute little eclectic little drop from the bottom of that. And we're going to, this one I just remembered I needed to use the bead awl for. Oh, yep, got it. So the bead awl is going to make the top and bottom a bit bigger so that you can get that jump ring through there with ease. Sometimes they used to use really thin jump rings back in vintage jewelry, but I feel like people's lifestyles are a lot more rugged these days. So we need a little bit thicker, stronger jump rings than what they were using back in the day when these stampings were carved. So just make that one a little bit bigger. So that one is ready to go as well. Now it looks like all of our charms and components are ready to assemble. So let's do, since we have the necklace portion here, bracelet portion, I'm gonna do the necklace first. Let's do that. So you see a big pile. I've got 20 of these jump rings. They're a gorgeous oval edge jump ring. And what we're gonna do is take our chain, and something I like to do is just hold the clasp and pinch to the bottom, and I hold it nice and straight. You can see me in the top corner. I just hold it up like that and find the center, and that's where we'll start everything. So my centerpiece is the gorgeous uncurved version of that openwork filigree. I'm gonna hang that through and close that up. Now we have our gorgeous Dakota stone component that we made, this beautiful wrap with the floral bead cap and the iridescent bottom. Absolutely love that. So I'm going to take another oval jump ring, open that up, and going to string that through. And that's just gonna loop through the bottom as well. And we're gonna close that up. Okay, So there's our center. So we've got that started. Now we're going to move on. I did the star next. So that should be dry enough with that glue. So I'm gonna open that up. String the star, I had to find it again for a sec. There's so many gorgeous pieces in here, I couldn't even like see straight. So pretty. Now we go with 3 links in between. So we're on our first link. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So we want to make sure you're nice and lined up. So you want to make sure your chain is not twisted, but that's nice and even. So technically the 5th link up, you'll add this star. A lot of people like to use those necklace trays for seed beading. I think they're mainly used for, but they like to use them for building necklaces as well. So you can decide to use one of those if you'd like. All right. Then on the other side, I'm going to use one of our cute little vintage drops that we created with that loop. And this one is just going with 1 link in between. So that's gonna fill that little gap between the Swarovski and the centerpiece. So next is our gorgeous Swarovski component that we made. Gonna open that up. All right, loop that through. And again, just 1 in between. And then we'll add the loop. Okay, I'm gonna scooch this over so you can see this a little better. I'm always super concerned about what everything looks like for you guys, so I want to make sure that you've got a great angle on seeing what we're doing over here. So I'm going to center this necklace a little more. Okay, that's better for you guys. Okay, so after that, we've got a cute little dainty key coming up on our charm necklace. So open your etched oval again. And oops, I grabbed that. It's such a pretty little bead and it feels so good that I just wanted to grab it again. Okay, so 1 link in between and our key is going on that necklace. Teeny little key. So cute. Okay. Now we've got our little perfume bottle that we made. Super fun. I'm going to open up another oval etched jump ring. And this one is going with 1 space in between from the star, and then, so that's next to the star. I love to use 2 chain nose pliers. In our beginner tool set, we only include 1 because a lot of people prefer to just use their secondary plier as the needle nose. I prefer the chain nose, so if you're interested in doing it how I do, I would just grab 1 more pair of the chain nose. So that's good to go. Now I'm gonna do the gorgeous puffed starfish, or not starfish, sorry, seahorse. I love that it's double-sided. It just has such a good feel about it. And this one, again, I had to get the hole a little bit bigger. These etched jump rings are a little bit bigger than usual. So all you do with that is put your bead all through until you feel it stop, and then you'll stretch. So you pinch and stretch your bead all and the hole. All right, that should be big enough. I might have to go a little bit bigger. Let's try a little more. Okay. Alrighty. Now this one is going through one loop and then add. So every other loop on the left side will have a charm. So will this, except for in between the star and the centerpiece, just because there was that star took up enough of that area there. I didn't want to crowd it with a charm. Okay, so now we've got this gorgeous open work drop. Reminds me of just a stunning window in a castle or something gorgeous like that. Very Renaissance vibes. I love it. So that one as well, we're going to leave a loop and then hang. And that will conclude our necklace. So that's already done and looking so fun and pretty. So there's how the necklace looks. I love it. I'll see if I can switch to me for 1 sec so you can see the scale of this. So there's the necklace, and we'll go right into the bracelet. Okay. Into the bracelet. So we've got our 3 pieces that we've prepped. So we did remember the center is the least curved because that's going over the flat of your wrist. And then the sides are a little bit more curved. Again, with the oval etched jump rings. These are the only jump rings used in the bracelet kit for today. Now there's a couple ways you can go about this. You can either slip your jump rings around the holes of these and the pieces kind of slip and slide, or you can punch holes, which I'm gonna do right now. And you'll actually be punching holes in every single corner of all of these. A hole punch is something that we use a lot with our products. So we consider that a beginner technique since you'll be doing it all the time. These hole punchers are really nice. They're super strong and super easy to get them to go exactly where you need. A little tip when punching holes, we love to just kind of nestle the hole punch right down in between little crevices like that. Sometimes we even go from the back of the component to hole punch. But this one has a nice little crevasse to be able to punch through, so it nestles that in really nicely. So I'm just gonna do that 6 more times because we still have one whole other piece to do. Some people even like to keep their little hole punch pieces and add them into resin projects, so that's fun. This as well. Gonna keep going. And one more. All right. Looking beautiful. All right. Now, I didn't wait for this to dry quite long enough. I'm gonna let that glue dry a little bit longer while I finish the earrings. So, we'll let that dry a little bit. And the earrings, you'll probably laugh at how easy these are to assemble. And you can decide, I liked having the key in the front, but you can totally decide to put them either, actually that would be cute too, if you hung it off of the key. Actually, I think I'm gonna do that. I like that better. So we're gonna open up this jump ring. Sometimes I close the jump ring so well I can't even find the opening anymore. But this is cute to just hang off the side of the key. Oh, no, it's not. It hung totally crazy, so I was right the first time. Taya, would you mind plugging this in for me? We're at 10% on that. The charger's right there. All right, I was a little wrong on that venture. So I'm gonna redo it and just hang it right behind. Okay, we're gonna slip that through. Okay. And we're gonna do that again. Yay, we're charging. Looking good. All right, string that key. And like to do a little wiggle, and then it pops right into place. You don't even have to open up that ear wire at all, and that will be nice and secure for a really cute little bonus pair of earrings with this set. All right, so those are ready. Let's set those up there, and just a little bit more assembly on the bracelet and we'll be done. Okay, so here I've got the oval jump ring. Going to take the super curved side along with the less curved piece and hang them together and close that up. Okay, I like to check it out, see how it's looking. Set it down while I pick up my next jump ring. So we're working on the center component attaching to the left side or right side, whatever it ends up being. Doesn't matter because it's symmetrical. There's that. Now into the opposite side. And as you're making your pieces, you'll totally find little things that are unique to you, like how you decide to, what type of pliers you use or how you do your loops. Some things are unique to yourself, but it's fun to watch tutorials and little things on how other people do it, because sometimes you pick up on something that you like better for yourself. So even if you're a seasoned artist or new, these are great to watch. Okay. Get that in place. Close it up. All right. So there is the center of our bracelet looking great. Now I'm going to take this chain that we've included in the kit, and I'm actually going to take that in half. I like to open the unsoldered chain and leave the piece to the side. All right, in case we need it in order to make anything even again. So this one as well, we'll take. All right, so now we've got the two sections for that side of the bracelet. And again with this. Okay, opening up the oval etched jump ring and adding that to the edge. just gonna do that 4 more times. Okay. And believe it or not, we're almost done. Because after I get those chains on, all we have to do is attach the back down into the clasp and then the jump ring end on the other side. So we're cruising. Okay, into the next. There we go. Okay, so your bracelet will be looking like that. Your chains will be dangling off the sides. And then we're gonna get those to attach with this jump ring. Okay, we'll make this side the clasp. I like to face the clasp to the back, so the lever will be at the front of the bracelet. That's just how I put on my bracelets, but you can switch it based on what you prefer. Okay, this one will be going on the other side. And oh my gosh, we're almost at the end. It's so fun. And one more loop and that will become the other end of our bracelet. So make sure that's open. Okay, and we're closing that up. And that's it, guys. There's our gorgeous bracelet that lays perfectly over your wrist and comes together beautifully in the back. So you've got a beautiful, dainty little pair of earrings, a gorgeous little charm necklace, and a really cool stone set bracelet. So that was my complete tutorial. I'll move it to that screen. That was my complete tutorial of the Moonlit Treasure necklace, bracelet, and earring set. So thank you for watching.